On this day with record snowfall here in Buffalo, let's talk about getting outside and enjoying some flowers. This is what it looked like over at the Japanese garden by the Buffalo History Museum today. Some light snowflakes falling on the beautiful cherry blossoms, which will be the center of attention at this weekend's Cherry Blossom Festival. It's an exciting time for the folks there who are going to get to have this in person after 2 years of having the festival virtually because of the pandemic, of course. Joining us live to talk about what we can expect is Paula Hinz, co-founder of the festival. It's great to have you here. First off, that we hope you can, address the concerns that we've heard from some of our viewers about this sudden return to winter this week. Is the snow or is the cold in any way affecting the cherry blossoms at all and will damper anything for this weekend?
Michael, that's such a great question. Believe it or not, it's not going to hamper it at all. And in fact, because it's a festival that highlights nature, in some ways it's nice to have every year something different. Consider the snow really just like putting a corsage in the refrigerator. It's going to be okay. And we'll get into the weekend and it won't be as warm as some years, but for Buffalonians, this is going to be one of the best years ever. I'm sure of it.
Some people might see the video that we've been, showing and enjoy it, but also say, why do I need to come down and see them in person? I've seen the video. I don't necessarily agree with that, right? It's kind of like the Grand Canyon, right? You can see a picture of it, but it's quite different when you see it in person, or maybe Niagara Falls is an even better example. What is your pitch to people on why they should really come out and see this festival in person?
Yeah, I've got two reasons to come. One, the blossoms, they make people giddy. I see it every time I'm in the garden. People walk in and they might come in with a little bit of a frown, but when they get amongst that pink cloud or pink and white cloud, people feel giddy. So that's one reason. The second reason is it's not a magnolia, it's not a red bud. The cherry blossoms actually have this great story. Buffalonians love stories. They love the texture to culture. And the Cherry Blossom Festival symbolizes Japan's love of cherry blossoms, which goes deep into the idea of living in the present. We know that things don't last forever. So getting to the cherry blossoms when they're in bloom, it's that chance to go, I'm stopping, I'm taking care of myself, I'm living in the present. That's why you ought to go visit them.
Paula, real fast before I move on to the next question, how long do they stay in bloom? I've heard this before, but I've kind of forgotten it. What is the window like?
Can you keep a secret? So here's the thing.
Just between us.
Just between us. In the Japanese garden in Delaware Park, Buffalo Olmsted Parks Conservancy is in charge of caring for it, right? And so it always looks like squirrels planted all the trees and the plants there, but really it's careful gardeners and gardening connected to Kanazawa, our sister city. Well, we actually have several varieties of cherry trees in the garden. So we have early bloomers, mid bloomers, and late bloomers. Every year, it's nature, it always looks different. So some years the early bloomers come out and the late bloomers come out and they're about a month apart. This year, I think it's going to be a lot more compacted. It means that the view is going to be fantastic. I'm just going to make a prediction. I'm going to say we have about a 2-week bloom this year. So because these have slowed down because of the cold and the late bloomers are already moving forward, I think the big weekend is going to be this weekend, and I think it's going to be better than any other year, quite honestly.
Paul, I've only got about 30 seconds or a little bit less. We've asked this question to a lot of people as they've had these events come back after being virtual. Just the emotion of you being able to have it again in person this year.
Gosh, doesn't it make you feel happy to see your neighbors out? I mean, the Japanese Cherry Blossom Festival, it's all about bringing the community together. It's enjoying peaceful nature. I mean, it's just not the same as being virtual. It's a chance to give people a photo in front of the cherry blossoms. I think it's going to be great.
Awesome. We've been chatting with festival co-founder Paula Hinz. The Cherry Blossom Festival runs this Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 3 at the History Museum in Delaware Park. Congratulations on getting to do it again this year, and thanks for coming on.
Thank you, Michael.